Καλώς ήρθατε. Welcome, Paula, and welcome to my new friends from the forum on the Real Women of Philadelphia cream cheese. My name's Maria Hetchigorgalis, and I live in sunny Arizona. No, I didn't sneeze after my first name. I'm actually Greek, and that's the great thing about Philadelphia cream cheese. They've brought us together, women of all shapes and sizes, as well as from every ethnic background. Now, what I'm going to do today is reveal a little secret to you. My little black book. No, not that kind of a book, ladies. No boyfriends, old boyfriends' phone numbers, no potions and witchcraft. This is my big black book, Atselemende, which is cookbook in Greek. This book has been passed down from my great-grandmother to my mother, now to me. And don't tell, but I'm going to share it with you. I am a mom, as you can hear the baby crying in the background, and he's 7 weeks old, and my dear husband has been helping film this. He's the cameraman, so if it's a little shaky, don't blame him. He might be a little cranky. He used to be an NHL player for 14 years, and now he's my cameraman. Now what I'm gonna make is called spanakopita. It's spinach pie. Really easy. Don't get intimidated. You can think that it's a little scary when you look at Greek food. It looks so intricate and detailed, but real Philadelphia cream cheese adds a little twist, adds some really creamy and rich flavor, and we're gonna do it together, so it's gonna be a breeze. Now what they say in Greek is nistiki arkuda de chorevi, which means hungry bear doesn't dance. My bear's hungry. Let's get started. Okay, my friends, we're here with my tselemende, which is Greek for cookbook again, and I'm looking at the ingredients and they're pretty vague. This is a pretty old book, and they basically just say 700 grams of any aromatica horta, which means smelly grass. But for us, it means any green that has a fragrance and aroma. And what I have chosen is my spinach, onions, leeks, curly parsley, just because it's cuter than the regular parsley, spring onions, dash of mint, dash of pepper, your olive oil, and my secret ingredient, Philadelphia cream cheese. Now I use the chive and onion, but you can use the original flavor as well, no big deal. Now it's obvious that I food processed everything so that I can be prepared, and I'm gonna chop some of my dill right here for you. And like my dad always says, όποιος δεν έχει μυαλό, έχει ποδάρια, which basically means if you don't have any brains, you got feet, and you're just gonna do more work for yourself. So be prepared. Let's get started. So here we are at the oven, really quick sauteing. This is the only time we're gonna do a little bit here. You wanna heat up your pan, put a little bit of the olive oil, and then just start with all your ingredients. First of all, I'm gonna put in the onion. You can just hear it sizzle. And I'm just gonna mix it around because I want it to take some color. And if your pot's hot enough, it'll heat up really fast. So now that this has gotten really bubbly, I'm tossing in my thawed out frozen spinach. Like I said, you can use fresh, but we're talking about time here, ladies. I'm just gonna mix it around, combine that onion so it really gets throughout. Okay, so I'm stirring up all the greens, and now, ladies, it's just dumping in all my ingredients. We just want them to get just a little soft. This isn't when it's gonna cook, remember. This is just when we're mixing them. Getting them a little hot and warm and toasty so we can put them into the pie, and the baking in the oven is where the real magic happens. We're done with this. I'm gonna turn off the flame, and as it sits for just 1 or 2 minutes and cools off a little bit, I'm gonna bring in my cheese mixture. This is my feta cheese, classic Greek recipe ingredient, and of course my Philadelphia cream cheese, chive and onion, and I'm gonna mix them together. I actually am using 2 packages of Philadelphia cream cheese just to make it extra creamy and extra flavorful. And I heated up my feta as well just to make it easier to smooth together. Then I have my 3 eggs. And again, guys, don't even worry about these ingredients. They're on my webpage. I'm gonna mix them up really quick. There we go. And then that too just gets put right into there. It's not so difficult. Mix it around. Make sure it's well blended. I've added the eggs into my creamy feta and Philadelphia cream cheese mixture. And it's just super creamy and rich and just, God, it smells so good. And I'm gonna add that to my green mixture, which I have allowed to cool off while I'm preparing this. So here's my feta mixture, and I got my big bowl here. I'm gonna put them all together. And you wanna just scoop the sides, make sure you don't miss out on any of that Philadelphia cream cheese. Put that in there. Make sure it's all in. And now that wonderful mixture that we've been letting cool. Obviously it's cooler, I wouldn't be able to hold the pan. Toss it in. Mix it all together here. Oh, tell me you can't smell this from home. And if you can't, come over, that's fine. We got enough for everybody. So now I'm gonna put a pinch of mint, a little pinch of pepper, and onto the phyllo. The final stage is the phyllo. This, ladies, you can find in any supermarket in the frozen department. And what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of my olive oil. This is what we're gonna use to slather on to our pan, a little bit here on the bottom for our first phyllo sleeve. And you're just gonna lay it really nice and flat. Now don't you worry, ladies, don't be afraid of the phyllo, okay? The phyllo is your friend. Now here's the last sheet that I'm gonna put in before that super yummy mixture. Don't forget, be generous with this olive oil, ladies. Us Greeks use olive oil and feta for everything. And now, Philadelphia cream cheese too. So I'm making sure that I have the olive oil on every bit of these sheets. And now I'm gonna bring over my mixture. Just put it all, let it slide in there. You can see how beautiful and creamy the cream cheese makes it. Ooh, it's gonna be rich and flavorful and just fantastico. I'm sure you can imagine, that means fantastic. So you wanna separate it here. I'm just kind of evening it out. And then I'm going to fold over my sheets because I created, like I said, a little pocket, a little purse, if you will, to hold it together and hold that mixture in. And of course, just dab the ends. And then make sure, this dries out pretty quick, that's why it's a quick process. And so I'm just kind of putting in the olive oil, and then I'll start my top layers. And into the oven we go. Final sheet here. Just don't be afraid of that oil, like I said, ladies. Just want to put it on there, make it nice and damp. Just make sure you get all your edges because that's what's going to be nice and crispy, and everybody loves that crispy dough at the end. And what I'm going to do is, with a really sharp knife, I'm just going to slightly perforate the top of the phyllo into the pieces that I want. You don't go all the way through. And the reason that you do this is because you want the air from the conventional oven to puff up that top layer, make it extra golden, just comes out the most beautiful color. I tell you, ladies, you don't even have to time this. If you just look at it, you'll know when it's ready. It's beautiful gold. And the smell just fills up the whole house, and I tell you, the neighbors will be coming over for no reason at all, just because they can smell it from far away. We're ready to put it in the preheated oven, 375 for 30 minutes. Ladies, I want it on the very bottom of the oven, so your bottom phyllo gets as crispy as the top. It's time. Oh, what'd I tell you, ladies? 30 minutes, or you can judge by the color. Now we just let it cool, and a little slice of heaven's on its way. Well, here it is, girls. Spanakopita, the perfect appetizer to any dish. Don't forget your 3 keys: preparation, timing, and of course, Philadelphia cream cheese. Thanks, Mom.